Hello to all my friends out there. So I switched my camera around and we're going to try this. I don't know how it's going to work. So I hope everyone is doing okay. So now you have a stockpile or you got food from the food bank and you're thinking, what am I supposed to do with this? Well, I'm going to start cooking my stockpile up and showing you guys. And I have some tasty black tea. I made 4 cups last night. This is the cheapest beverage ever. I make 4 cups for 2 cents. Okay, so now I'm going to try to adjust my camera. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, I think that'll work. Hi. Okay, so I'm making peach cobbler, and it's one of the most frustrating things you can ever try to make. If you know, people, they give you the recipe, but they don't give you the recipe. They just somehow forget to tell you some very vital stuff. Okay, so I have Crisco. I think this is much better close up. These are the Walmart paper towels. I bought a case for 68 cents each. They're good enough. What I don't want to do is run out. So I want to grease my pan. You know, a lot of times when you're using cooking spray or you're using paper, you're not going to get that old-fashioned taste. So, okay, so there we go. So remember this can of peaches? This could be pears, this could be any kind of fresh fruit. I drained it as best I could. That's why I'm taking it out with a spoon in case I miss some of the liquid. I mean, if a little bit gets in, that's fine. So there's a couple of, this is the easiest thing to make. I remember one time years ago in the salon, this woman brought us some peach cobbler, and we go, wow, that's so delicious. How do you make that? And she brought us the recipe. We were all excited. We all ran home, and guess what? Yeah, it turned out rotten because she didn't give us the right recipe. So I have 1 stick of butter. I try to let it get room temperature. But that's not going to happen here, you guys. I'm going to give it up to you. I even see that on YouTube. This is really a delicious recipe, secret recipe. Well, why are you doing it then? Oh, wait. Almost rest. Okay, 1 stick butter and 1/2 cup sugar. So you kind of want to cream your sugar into your butter. Just to warn you, this recipe has a lot of sugar, but if you want tasty fruit cocktail or fruit cobbler, you can use fruit cocktail in this. If you have those big cans, you know, maybe you got them at the food bank and you said, what am I supposed to do with this fruit cocktail? I hate this stuff. Try this recipe. You'll like it. So I want to cream my butter. I don't like to get my butter totally soft before I cream it. I think these are some of the secrets, you guys. Some, you know, I try to mix everything up by hand. Some people cut it with knives. Okay, if you use your blender, it's not going to come out the same. It's not going to have the same homemade texture. It's quicker, but it's not going to taste as good, I guarantee you. If you mix it up by hand, like I'm showing you here, it's going to be so much tastier. So basically, I'm creaming my, there's all ways to do it. I'm creaming my sugar into my butter. This is the same way I make pie crusts. I use this big fork. Let me show you. And you're not getting your hot little hands or anything into it. You don't want to do that. This is so easy. You'll see, I'll show you, and you will see why. I will tell you the pitfalls. You know, the first failed peach cobbler was the lady. All of us, we have the same difficulty, too salty. Oops, you know, and I thought at the time, okay, this is obviously not correct, when we all had the same really bad result. She should have been ashamed of herself. I'm sure she wasn't. She didn't really want to give us the recipe, you know. But that's not the case here. So 1 stick butter, a half a cup of sugar. So it's looking good now. Okay. Now, this is important. Okay, we need 1/2 cup milk. I'm going to use evaporated milk. That is going to give you a totally different taste than just like powdered milk. But if powdered milk is all you have, you can use. So let's see, 1/2 cup milk. A lot of times in the day when they would call for cream, they were using evaporated milk, even in candy making. Okay, so now this is the important part. If you've ever made peach cobbler and you got a big bite of baking powder, put your baking powder in your milk so that you get it mixed up. 1 teaspoon. I'm pretty sure she told us a tablespoon. Hers was a teaspoon, ours was a tablespoon. Okay, and we need 1/4 teaspoon salt. Best to measure this, not over your milk. And then the last thing is 1/2 teaspoon vanilla. But I use Mexican vanilla. That's a trick, you know. If that's what you're using, you need to tell people. But I'm using 1 teaspoon of vanilla. The recipe calls for 1/2 teaspoon. A lot of times when my sister would make stuff, she would use double chocolate chips and double vanilla. That was one of her little tricks. She wasn't secretive about it as far as I know. So, okay. 1 stick butter, 1/2 cup sugar, 1/2 cup milk, and 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon salt, and 1 teaspoon vanilla. Now, let me get this. Let's get my whisk out here. No lumps in the hair color. So now we're going to be able to mix up a nice batter. We're not going to get, ooh, that was not good. We're not going to get big lumps of baking soda or anything crazy like that in your bite. And if you mix this up by hand, it's going to turn out 100% better. It takes a minute longer. You could do this in 30 seconds, but it's not going to turn out the same. Sometimes, you know, when the ladies have been making the tortillas for 50 years, ooh, no, you cannot turn out the same thing, but you can come pretty close. That's not the case with this. You're not supposed to be splashing your wet out of the bowl like I am. Okay, so now we want 1 cup flour. I'm going to add a little less because I splashed out some of my wet ingredients here. So this is going to be a nice batter here in 1 second. Okay, no more splashing the contents out. That can affect the recipe. Okay, so what I think a lot of people do when they give you the recipe and they don't give you the recipe, they give you the recipe to this point. So it's kind of a stiff dough, but that's okay, and you'll see why in 1 minute. Just hang on, don't tune out. You need to continue. When you mix it up yourself and you don't rely on your mixer, it's going to taste so much better, I promise. All right, now. That's very untidy. It's messing my video up. All right, so now we have, here's the peaches, and we're going to put the batter on top. We're going to spread it evenly on top of the peaches. This is an old-fashioned recipe, you guys. You've got to be old. First of all, you've got to find it. You could be 12 years old. If you found the recipe, you would be in business. But that's usually not the case. It took me a long time to find a good raisin bread recipe, too. But I finally found one. I kept searching and searching. Okay, now this is the part they never tell you. And they should be ashamed of themselves. 1/2 cup water. And this doesn't seem right, but it is. 1 cup sugar. You need a whole cup of sugar in this. That's why some people's, you're going to go, well, that's going to kill you. No, you'll be fine. Okay, spread batter over peaches, mix 1 cup sugar, 1/2 cup water, pour over batter and peaches. This is how they get that crusty, tasty, yummy, crusty taste on top of their peach cobbler. That, they forgot to tell you about this part, right? Then the other thing is, make sure you bake it for an hour. So see how this side is a little bit too high? Just get it all the same thickness as you can. Okay, so now let me show you what we've got here. Let me give you the recipe. You can take a screenshot and you bake 350 1 hour. And then I will show you the finished result on the thumbnail. And this is one of the first recipes I'm going to be doing on cooking the stockpile down. Okay, you guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and God bless you all.